Homeschool Mama, this is the kind of sparkle that I hope to add to your homeschool world in the Homeschool Mama Retreat. I'm offering it next week. If you haven't worked with me before, this is your opportunity. This kind of sparkle is exactly what I want to offer your homeschool world. In the last few months, I published a podcast, which you can find in the link in my bio, that was all about the Homeschool Mama Retreat, so you can hear all the details about that. I'll let you look at it there. In a snapshot, it is you and me spending one-on-one time virtually over the next month, 4 times in an hour-long session, digging deep into your real homeschool world. And I'm going to send you my book, Homeschool Mama Self-Care, Nurturing the Nurturer. I'm going to send you a journal because we always need a journal, and a $25 self-care package, something that I love and want to be able to share with you. Along with that, you're going to have an online course that really is a lot of content that you can enjoy over the next number of months, and included in that is a journaling notebook, because I believe in journaling. Oh yeah. Going deep into you means that you are trying to ask yourself the questions and answer them, what you really are thinking. And why are we doing that? Because we want to show up in our homeschools on purpose. And I know, just like you, that it's a challenge because this whole parenting thing wasn't exactly how we thought it would go. Some days are, some days feel charmed. And then there's some days not so much. Challenging. But I genuinely believe we can turn challenges into charms. It's been my lifetime experience. It certainly has been my homeschool experience. So I want to offer that to you. Because we can release our challenges. We can reframe our challenges. We can shift our mindsets in our challenges. And actually, we're going to have to get comfortable with those challenges. We're going to be sitting with our uncomfortable emotions, and we're going to learn practical tools and techniques to address them. But we're going to dig deep into them. And you've probably heard me share that other homeschool moms have done this with me, and I have been privileged to get to know them genuinely, authentically. It has been a privilege and a joy. I love being able to be part of their worlds and help them move to freedom is really what it is. Releasing their mindset and moving to freedom. Of course, we're going to talk about the practicalities of homeschool. And it always seems to me that even though we might start with the practicalities of homeschool, our challenges aren't usually about homeschooling in themselves. But I can address those because I've been doing this for 15 years with 4 kids, 2 graduated now. We can go in all sorts of different directions practically. We're definitely going to have a time where we'll just chat about what is an education anyways. What do you really believe it is? Like, what do you believe it is? And how do you want to engage it with your kids? Who are your kids actually? How are they learning? How do they naturally want to learn? Or what do they want to learn? We're going to go in that area because that directly influences how you actually create your homeschool and how satisfied you are actually doing the homeschool thing. You know we're going to go into a retreat. We have to go into a discussion about what your self-care strategies are. So of course we're going to talk about all the big things, all of the internal challenges that a lot of homeschool moms feel. And I won't give you enough of them right now. I have a list of them on the back of my book about overwhelm, doubt, perfectionism, anger, boredom, impatience, loneliness. Any of them sound familiar? Well, I've got these and a variety of other ones that I would definitely chat with you about. And those are some very significant self-care strategies that we need to address. But there's also the ones about trying to find alone time, quiet time, learning time, building your community. Is there such a thing as balance? Can we actually multitask and be happy? How do we deal with teenagers or toddlers? All sorts of things that are practical, but also the impractical, the things that we don't realize are probably getting in the way of a more joyful homeschool, including boundaries. We'll go into a discussion on boundaries and how the ineffective use of boundaries, or frankly, the lack of them, affects not only our relationships, but actually our satisfaction in our homeschool world. So these are all the things I'm going to be chatting with you about. I am going to talk about that homeschooling is hard, but I'm guessing you already know that there are days like that. I genuinely believe that we can turn those homeschool challenges into the homeschool charms. In the very back of my book, this is what I wrote as a final letter to you. Once upon a time, you likely told yourself you have one of the best jobs in the world. You took on this job with fervor, and no one expected you to. Sometimes someone expected us to, but most people don't have someone expecting them to homeschool. You get to watch your kids grow right up before your eyes. You get to watch them learn chess moves when they're 3, win chess games with dad at 8, and create their own Minecraft servers, or at least that was my experience. You get to see their vivacious animated personality create a successful YouTube channel. Been there, saw that. You get to watch their fascination with dolphins turn into an aquatic online science class. Been there, done that. You get to watch them dance in a classic pink tutu and enter ballet school in their first year of a fine arts degree. You get to observe their people-watching passions turn into a social sciences degree. Watch their preoccupation with history turn into a Greek and Latin history minor. You get to see them develop their interests as they grow into adulthood. And you get to develop your interests too. If you're interested in Greek mythology, you can buy a book, read the book with the kids, take online courses, build Greek columns from sugar cubes, wrap yourself in white sheets, make a crown of grape leaves, and have your kids feed you grapes, olives and wine on the living room floor, and call it social studies if you want. You get to dabble in your interests just like you encourage your kids to dabble in theirs. You get to do the homeschool hygge. Isn't it funny how a lot of bystanders watching us homeschool moms think we're actually tethered to all things uncomfortable, when in reality we're steadily moving towards hygge, comfort, cozy. Don't they know that we can choose to let the kids sleep in if they want? Do they know we don't feel pressure towards cultural trends? Nor do we know about them a lot of the time. Do they not know we get to move at the flow of our family and influence the flow of our family to fit our needs too? We get chocolate chip cookies with cursive workbooks. We get family room fires with afternoon reading, tea and essential oils throughout the school days and candlelight just because. Mama, has anyone told you that you have one of the best jobs in the world? Homeschooling can be a challenge. We know it. It's definitely a challenge to maintain Mama's self-care, no doubt. But the homeschool lifestyle can also be a charmed one that encourages us to take care of us. It's a challenge to build on our needs. It's a challenge to build directly into us, to our needs, our wants, our personality, included all that into our homeschool world, but it definitely can be done. And it will be done as you continue moving forward into habits and practices that take care of you. So let's keep working towards turning our challenges into charms. I wish you and your family health and happiness as you learn to go beyond surviving into thriving, so you can learn to nurture you. So if you're interested in learning more about the Homeschool Mama Retreat, I can give you access to a mini retreat that is free. And if you're interested in learning more about the full retreat, you can definitely direct message me and ask me any questions, and I can send you a link. I'd be happy to connect with you. Let's get started. Talk to me today.